Hey, look at there. You see him? Well, open your damn eyes then. It's the old-timey down-home country Red State Update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jockey's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Murfreesboro? We're in Murfreesboro.
Here they are.
We ain't in...
Both of them.
What were you muttering about?
Well, it says on the thing we can't find the man that does the talking on this, so we don't know
Yeah,
how.
who was that again?
Hell, I don't know. Why do you think I would know?
I thought he was your friend.
No. Don't know who it is.
You don't remember that lazy Sunday afternoon you showed up with that tall drink of water?
No.
You said, this is Randy or Moss
I didn't do any such thing. No.
or Boffo.
No.
You said, I heard him singing in church, and I said, if he can sing that good, then he can announce that good too.
No. I don't know anybody by that name, and there was never a time in my life where I was looking for an announcer. I'll say it right now. Never. Never needed. No. Never. That's the situation that is. I've never experienced. I'm glad because that's too much. That's not my. Not my wheelhouse, as I say. If you do radio, whatever it is, and that's what you do, then so be it. But I could care less. And all I know about this fella here on this thing is saying he's lying. He's saying the wrong thing.
Well, yeah, this is no longer Jockey's Market. We do have to sneak into the basement down here. Jackie legally not allowed to be down here. It's Pinky Piglet Styron's Market, even though Jackie should be the owner. You know what I'm remembering? That's how Mama introduced me to Donko. Donko. That was Donko.
Donko.
Remember when she was married to Donko?
Nothing against your mama, but she's been married to a few folks, or dating them or whatever. But she was engaged.
I'm pretty
sure. Some she got married to, some she got engaged to, but I can't remember all the names.
I think she was married to Donnie Donko. She met him in church. That's it. He said he had that rich bear. That's not Donko on there, is it?
I wouldn't know. It may be. I don't know who it is.
Pretty sure Donko's dead.
Well, if you're out there and if you listen,
I
you're
went
the one
to his
that's
funeral.
His funeral.
I fingered one of his daughters.
All right, shut your mouth. I'm not gonna listen to that. Shut your mouth. I don't want to hear the word. Look,
she was quite a bit older than me. I don't know how old he was.
He's dead, is what you're saying. Who's the man's talking's dead?
No, I don't know. Mama's husband, Donko, is dead. Hell. I don't know if this is Donko.
Well, you said it. Why the hell are we talking about him then? Why'd you bring him up?
Just a memory popped in my head. I thought I was misremembering it. I thought it was. You know how sometimes in my head I'd got to thinking that you met the announcer of our podcast at church. No. And you was just impressed with his voice.
How often do I go to church? I don't even go.
You try to go on Easters.
I'm not proud to admit that. I don't go to church as much as should. I go on holidays. Every now and then, Miss Bowles, she'll want to go. I have to take a wheelchair, take it down there. But I don't go to church regularly. Plus I work. This is, Wednesday nights, Sundays. I'm here. I think good Lord wants me here. Putting, food. Well, not here.
You don't technically work here
I don't
anymore.
work here, but right now.
Legally, you're not allowed to be here.
Well, at the moment, I'm talking to somebody about that. Things are brewing. Things are going to be changing around here. I'll go ahead and let you a sponsor, too, so I can fill you in on all this.
Oh, that's good. So take them back. If there's new listeners, Jackie, take them back to where this saga first started.
No, nobody wants to hear the whole story or anything. Don't start.
Don't let me, but actually you tell your own story.
I used to be in the business of owning a store, barbecue stand, a market. Years ago, left that, got into politics. It didn't work out for me, and signed to something, contract, whatever it is, legal reasons I can't open a store because once you sell your store, And you say I ain't allowed to open one
That doesn't sound correct.
for a
but go
period
ahead.
of time. Well, that's what I said. These were Nashville lawyers that put this deal together.
The
and
first lawyers to screw you were some high-priced
Oh,
Nashville lawyers. Now
just-
go ahead. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt.
They bought it fair and square.
They
I
opened
gave
up a
the
hot
money.
chicken restaurant.
Nashville lawyers said, yeah. Either way, that's done. That's gone. That's in the past.
beside the point. That's
I'm not
long
in the
time
business
ago.
stores.
Let sleeping dogs lie.
Now, and things didn't go as well as I had planned out or hoped for when I got into politics. And
You also lost all your money.
money situation, yeah. Just, politics costs money. That's money right there. That's Hillary Clinton, how much, uranium, Russia, how much Trump, Russia. A lot of money, a lot of Russian money in politics, and I don't know any Russians. So I didn't have a dime and lost all my money for various reasons. But after that,
Jesus Christ, this is taking forever.
you asked me to tell the damn story, and I didn't want to begin with. But anyhow, the only business I know how to work in is a market. That's all I've done all my life. And probably why I didn't do so well as mayor, but either way,
You mind if I open a beer? Can I?
I don't give a damn what you do, as long as you don't run the mouth with the language I don't like. But either way, just so on and so on and so on. I work for a man that's place. That's what they're saying. The man at the thing that I don't know who he is. The man announcing, the announcer man, says this is at Jockey's Market, and it ain't Jockey's no more. Now, I worked at Jockey's Market when it was Jockey's Market, and he was the worst man I ever knew in my life. It's awful, awful man. I didn't want to work for him, but he gave me a job, I'll say that much, because so he could torture me and test me and whatever he want to do, or make me run around like a chicken with a head cut off just for his amusement and fun. He was dying. He's ate up a cancer, and he said, well, I know what I'll do. If I'm going to die, I'm going to have a good time on the way out. I'm going to make this old man miserable. And that's what he did to me. And it turns out he left me this store, which I didn't want.
Because you passed the test.
I didn't test. You don't need to be worried about anybody passing the test. If you eat up a cancer, get straight with good Lord. Don't go,
He give you a store.
attacking and making your fellow man miserable. No.
Give it to you.
Didn't want it. It's a curse as far as I'm concerned. You say it's a blessing. It's a curse. I look at it, didn't want this place, never did want it, don't like it.
I don't think I use the word blessing, but
Well, whatever the hell it is.
I try not to. Unless it's in a hashtag.
I didn't want this place, but it was mine. But then, and I can't even have a store, first off. That's one thing right there. So I couldn't afford a Nashville lawyer, but my good friend, Pinky Steyer and Pinky Piglet, call him Pinky Piglet because it sounds like a cartoon, Mickey the Pooh's little pig friend. That's what he sounds just like a cartoon, the old Walt Disney thing. So Pinky Piglet Steyer, who now owns this establishment, because we worked out a deal, legal stuff I don't understand. You pass this on, he pass it back to me. Eventually, the rights or the whatever it is, he's got to run this store for a while. Now, while he's running, he's got to be a successful store, so he's got to try things, do different things, keep this business up and running, because eventually it's going to be mine. It's going to come back to me. As soon as these legal things are finished and this paperwork's done, it'll be my store again. But right now, it sure as hell ain't Jockey's. And it irritates me to hear that man. The man's been dead now for not long enough. As long as he's staying.
It's been months.
Well, wish he'd been dead my whole life. So I never had to deal with the man.
You wish Jockey had died as a baby.
Well, I don't want any baby to die. I'm just saying.
Well, that's what you just said.
Well, I don't. If he was born a different time, like he was born in 1800s or something, so he was already dead before I got.
Lived a long and fruitful life. Many children.
Well, that's
couple-
fine, as long as I wasn't around to see it. As long as he wasn't there to rub it in my face, make my life miserable, that's fine. He can live however he wants to. Used to be America, used to do what you want. But I don't want nobody, going out of their way to make me the most miserable man on earth. I got enough troubles as it is. Right now, there's a lot of real things going on because Pinky's in the hospital. Pinky's laid up in the hospital. I ain't been able to get Zippy on the phone, so I don't know.
What happened to Pinky?
We don't know. Somebody said he had a brain hemorrhage or something like that. Somebody said, well, hell no, he got a little tipsy, fell down some stairs or something. So I've heard everything. And I don't know what to believe. And Zip is his brother, and he said, well, I'm going to find out and check, and I ain't heard from him since. So
you haven't heard from Zippy either?
No, hell, he may be beside him in the hospital.
You think something happened to Zippy? Somebody's killing all the Styron brothers.
Well, it's not that somebody killed. Ain't nobody dead yet. Yeah. Nobody said it was foul play or anything like that. It's just something happened, health. The bad health things happen. But I don't know about Zippy. Now, I don't mean to say that. It's either he's so busy making sure, Pinky's going to be okay. He ain't got time for, call me or anything like that. I ain't, next to kin or anything. If people farther up a trough closer to him that need to know what's going on, so when it's time for me to know, they'll tell me. But right now, I need some legal help and legal advice because I was been given a cease and desist order. Now, upstairs is little cafe business, whatever you will call it, a real restaurant. Is Cocktail Bologna, and it's real popular around these parts. People line up, people love it. Now, while Pinky's in the hospital, Tom Cruise Kenny is running it. He's up there running this place. So he's kind of in charge. He got the key, so to speak. And I was out there promoting this Cocktail Bologna. It's like a Tom Cruise. He looked just like him. He's Tom Cruise Kenny. He used to go to banks and things like that, hospital, whatever, and they cut the ribbon. He was there. Looks just like Tom Cruise, except the teeth is like old. He looks like old Tom Cruise, but his teeth look like young Tom Cruise. Teeth messed up before he got it fixed. Now, Tom Cruise Kenny keeping an eye on things as far as I know, but he's in charge. He got the key, so it's my job to be out there promoting this restaurant up here because I wasn't no good at doing it myself. I usually used to cook and I used to serve food, but all this fancy flip-flopping bologna all over like he did the liquor bottles in cocktail, I can't do that, never could. I'm up in age. I can't do that. So he said, put this bologna outfit on and go out in the street, wake people down, and that's what I was doing. I got to have a job, and I'll tell you right now, excuse my language, it's hot as hell. It has been in Tennessee while I was doing this, and I'd burn it up in a roll, dressed up. It's this big round piece of bologna I'm wearing. I'm bologna fake. Well, I got a cease and desist order, and it looks official or whatnot, and it's from Famous Cabbage and Christian Vegetables. Now, they do shows for children. Well, I guess they do it for adults now. They used to do it just for children, help children learn about the Bible, learn about the Gospels, but they was vegetables. So I didn't think, I don't think one thing of it or not. But they're saying they got a new character coming on called Joshua Bologna that's joining them to help him teach the gospel to children.
That's right, yeah, Joshua.
Joshua Bologna, and I look too much like it or act too much like it, which I ain't acting. I'm just standing there in the damn bologna outfit. And they say that you got to stop that, got to cease and desist order. Now, since then, this happened last week. Since then, Tom Cruise kind of asked me, like, why the hell ain't you out in the road? Because, that's what he thought I was supposed to be doing. I told him I'd do it. And when I was supposed to, I'm keeping up with my hours. And when Piglet gets out of the hospital, we'll tally it up, and I'll, get...
Right. You haven't been paid.
Well, not yet. No. He got the keys, but he ain't got the bank. He run the store. He can't... Mm-hmm. He can't make up, he's just here to take care of business. Right. When Pinky gets out, it'll get taken care of. Like I said, I'm keeping my hours, got it all written down. But he right now is, not paying me for right now, but paying me for eventually is for dressing up in that bologna outfit, been on the side of the road, saying go in there and watch them flip-flop a bologna, whatever they do in there. And I said, well, I got this right here, cease and desist order. I showed you that, and he said, all right then. Slammed it down on the page and walked out and or actually walked back in the store. I'm not allowed in the upstairs part. Walked back in the store. Was in there for a while. Got on the phone. I could see him just hollering, mad as hell on the phone about something, which I assume he's just getting somebody else to show up and put the bologna suit on because I can't do it anymore. That's what I thought he's calling. Like, hurry up, get your ass down here with a human language, but that's how Tom Cruise Kenny talks.
Oh, he got a potty.
Well, he got math on him, I guess,
Everything's hell this and ass that.
Well, yeah.
cock juice.
And now he doesn't. I don't hear him say that, and I don't hear anybody say anything like that except for you.
You've never heard anybody say cock juice?
No, and I don't want to. I don't like that language. I don't want to hear it.
Well, I've heard it.
Well, he stayed on the phone for I don't know how long. I don't know what he said. And sure enough, another car pulls up, lawyer, briefcase opens up, hand me a cease and desist order, telling me to
Who was this lawyer?
Now,
what was his name?
I don't remember.
Was it the same one that pulled up? You didn't know who it was?
No, this ain't Purple Hesman. That's Purple Hesman's working for, he's a lawyer, local lawyer. He's working for,
Famous Cabbage
Famous Cabbage in the Christian Vegetables. Now, this lawyer, he was slick. I'll say that. That's what I was thinking. Call him slick. I don't know if that's his name or not because his hair slick.
Mystery lawyer.
Whatever. He worked for. I know he worked for Tom Cruise Kenny. Just say Tom Cruise Kenny,
because
lawyer.
Pinky Piglet Styron, who's currently in the hospital and owns his store, screwing you out of it. He is a lawyer and also owner of Cocktail Bologna in this store.
Yes. Yeah. He's the owner stand.
So they had to get probably a backup lawyer.
I guess whoever this man was,
like a lawyer understudy. If
now,
one lawyer's sick.
Now, Pinky Piglet's my lawyer. He's helped me make arrangements with the store and all this. Now I don't know who the hell Tom Cruise Kenny's lawyer is. He was working here, but not in it. Their relationship wasn't having anything to do with legalese. He was just here to look like Tom Cruise. People take pictures with him. That's all he was here for. They didn't have no relationship as a lawyer or client.
Other than that.
Yeah, so this could have been his lawyer for a long time. Pinky's my lawyer. Why would he be getting my lawyer on me? That don't make any sense.
What this lawyer give you?
He gave me a cease and desist, like a backwards cease and desist order. I don't know if that's a correct term.
Are you sure these people are lawyers?
Listen, they gave me a backwards, opposite, have you all say it, cease and desist order, saying that I have to be in that bologna suit out there on the street.
So you got one cease and desist saying,
don't put it on.
Bologna suit.
Yeah.
And then you got another cease and desist saying,
put it on.
Cease and desist not putting it on.
There you go. That's it. Backwards, opposite.
Right. Yeah, I got it.
Well, and you can see what kind of bind I'm in right now. Because I get lawyers on this side, lawyers on that side, and threatening me with real things. And first off, I don't know. I'm an employee here. Now I certainly ain't on his side, but Tom Cruise has a reason to go after me because I work for him, and he says I'm not.
Tom Cruise Kenny.
Tom Cruise Kenny.
Right, not actual Tom Cruise. He's not involved yet.
Oh, hell no. He said, look.
Because didn't they just up at Cocktail Bologna, didn't they just have Firm Bologna up there where Tom Cruise Kenny dressed up like the firm?
Like another lawyer, yeah. Just he had.
And they'd say, "I sentence you." They did this whole big.
I sentence you, Bologna. He opened up the briefcase or something. I think he had look like I sentence you to a delicious. He was a judge because that's what I didn't understand. Because in the Tom Cruise movie Firm, he's a lawyer. He ain't a judge.
Right.
And our judges over here don't wear long makeup wigs.
Right. He had to make the English barrister. Is that?
I don't know what to do over yonder.
My Fish Called Wanda. Remember that movie, My Fish Called Wanda?
Fish, I ain't seen no fish movie. I'll never limp it. No, Barney. That's about the only one I know. Outside Jaws or something like that. I don't know what fish. Moby Dick. That's another fish.
Damn Splash.
Oh, that's silly. That ain't a real movie. I
rented it.
Well, that's silly. I don't care about that.
Why do you not care about Splash?
That's silly. That's for children or something. I don't. That's made up.
I think you kind of see her boobies.
Oh, shut your mouth, Mr. Limpet's funny.
Don't
that's silly too.
Get mad at Ron Howard.
Who?
Ron Howard.
Now Ron Howard's on. He's on Andy Griffith Show. That's how Barney did Mr. Limpet. That's cartoon, but that's silly, but it's funny. There's a reason it's like silly, because it's funny. The one you talk about, Splash, that's just silly because it's silly. And then they nothing funny about it. It's just I just sitting there.
What's it called again?
What's what called?
The Ron Howard movie with the mermaid in it.
Oh, you talking about Splash?
Yeah. That's
silly.
what I'm talking about.
Well, Tom, Cruz Kenny has a reason to be upset with me. He's got a reason. I mean, if you look at it from his point of view, I hired you to do this job. He's not being reasonable about it, but
I think they
and
pretty
you're
much
not doing the job.
Yeah.
So here's your backwards opposite cease and desist. Now, Famous Cabba's got no business giving me a cease and desist order because I'm working for him. He needs to take it to him. Whatever employee you got out there, he can't work with you. I understand it's me, but it wasn't my idea. It ain't like I won't be out there. I'm on Famous Cabba's side before I am anybody else's. Because I didn't know anything about no Joshua Baloney. I don't know anything about any of that. But he's got no business being upset with me. I'm working for Tom Cruise Kenny, who's also upset with me, but for reasons he, just like I said, is not being reasonable. So when I'm in this situation and my lawyer's in the hospital, and this may be happening to you too, this is where he comes in, this is how things are going to take a turn here, and a turn for the better, because I got, well, some used to be years ago said that he was one of the best lawyers here in Murfreesboro, or state of Tennessee, I'd say. These days he ain't necessarily the best, but he is the oldest, and that's for sure. It's Skanky Boot Pepper.
What?
Skanky Boot Pepper. You know him. Everybody knows him.
He's dead.
No, he ain't dead. He's the oldest lawyer living. Like I said, I think in Tennessee. I'm pretty sure it's Tennessee, Alabama, and I think Utah.
What?
It may be the whole country, if not just those 3 states.
What? That's just 3 random states.
Well, they know for a fact there how old the law.
I see.
Nobody's checked on the other one as far as I
Now,
know. Or
those
maybe
3.
they have. Maybe those are for sure, but everywhere may be the case. No, he's still around, Skanky Boot Pepper, and bless his heart, he's going to help me out with this. You know, he's a lot of people say, well, he's retired. He's semi-retired. You might say that or whatnot, but he's just sharp. I was over there the other day.
What? Where? He's got an office?
No, he ain't got an office. He's in the home.
Oh, you went to the home.
He's in the home, but he still got his license.
His driver's license?
Hell no, he ain't got his driver's license. He couldn't drive it. His lawyer's license or whatever it is.
If he ain't got a driver's license, how's he gonna get to the courthouse?
Oh, I guess blind people or whatever, they can't do law. Is that what you're saying?
I'm just
If he
wondering how
can't
they
see to
get
drive
there.
a car, then he can't. Well, I'll pick him up and take him where he needs to go, although pretty much so far I just go down there and talk to him, but he's, I've given him all the ramifications, or whatever you'll call it, all the concerns of these. I showed both of these.
I don't even understand what we've been talking about. How is Skanky Boot Pepper going to understand it?
He understands this stuff. He's already stepped in and helped me out because, I'm in a bind. They're saying do this, you're breaking the law, do that, you're breaking the law. Well, I'm right now, currently, if you look at my feet, I got my baloney feet on.
Oh, right, you do. You were dressed up in a full baloney suit, like a big piece of baloney.
No.
And your feet were also baloney pieces,
Little,
which I didn't
little
understand.
side pieces or whatever on the side, whatever you want to call it.
When does that happen?
I'm wearing those, so right now I'm on the line. I could tip either way. And I guess it's going to be a jury of my peers that's going to decide which way it's going to tip. Or judge, I don't know what kind of court you see matters of costumes and stuff. I don't know what court you go to about that. But Skanky does.
Costume court, I guess.
Skanky knows. Well, I'm ready to go to costume court.
So
I got
you and Skanky.
Skanky Boot Pepper.
He's as old as Toe Matlocks.
Yes, he might be, but he's also as wise as 2 Matlocks. Imagine that. You just thinking of age. That's ageism is what you doing. No, sir.
I think once you get past like 112, ageism is just realism.
Why? Well, he really knows the law, I'll say that much, and I'm happy to have him. And he's been getting excited because I'll be honest, it's been a little while since he's been engaged in this sort of, is kind of rekindling that fire that's always burning under, passion for law, or whatever you want to call it, the woman blindfolded holding the scales. He got one of those.
Did he know her?
No, he didn't. It's a statue. It ain't a.
I thought maybe he knew who they modeled it on.
Nah, I don't know. He's got one little one on the side of his bed over there.
What do you think he says to it every night?
I don't know what he says to it. He just loves the law, and he's excited to have his fingers back in it, or,
Gross.
he's happy to be getting those law books open and whatnot. And he said, if I knew anybody else that need a little legal trouble or whatnot, or need a little help, I should say, not trouble, if you need some advice, consultation is free.
That's just because he wants somebody to talk to.
Well, and what's wrong with that? If you need a lawyer, then you want someone to talk to, and
That's true.
And just
a lot of times when I've needed a lawyer, it ain't so much I go straight to a lawyer. It's like I need to tell some of my friends about what I did.
Well, then you just wasting your breath. Should have went straight to the lawyer, and he's your friend, and you tell him everything. Don't repeat it over and over again.
Sometimes I go to a priest.
Man,
I ain't even Catholic.
priest? I wouldn't tell a priest. I wouldn't
A
tell
couple
him
times
anything.
I did some stuff with a priest. Well, that sounds weird.
What? With a
Except,
priest?
you ever go to Catholic Town on a Friday night when they cut the checks? It's crazy.
They don't want me around there. They didn't.
Oh, that's right. Catholics hate Jackie here. Local Catholics hate Jackie
Well,
Balls. 'Cause he
I ain't too fond
messed
of-
up a Catholic funeral
Oh,
once.
hell, I ain't too fond of Catholics either, so they can. There's a mutual understanding there. I ain't got no business in Catholic Town.
Well, that's right. You know,
wanna
this
go
is the
there
kind of
anyway.
stuff we used to make jokes about. You go, oh, well, everybody knows that I don't really hate Catholics. And then Trump got elected, and the next thing you know, I wouldn't get too comfy making you little anti-Catholic cracks.
What? They come after me. It ain't it. Maybe there's some nice Catholics somewhere, but not around Murfreesboro. They all against me. They conspire against me. They don't care for me, and I don't care for them.
Well, I don't know that the Vatican actually recognizes the Murfreesboro Catholics. That is true. I think they broke off.
Even though that's a hippie pope, I'd at least say he don't seem near as mean as these Catholics around here. So, but he can worry about the fresh air all he wants or whatever else. Nobody building a wall or whatever it does he worries about.
I love going to Catholic Town, riding the streetcars.
I don't know. You ain't gonna catch me over there. But if you do live in Catholic Town, I'll even say this to you, and you got some legal troubles. Well, let's be honest, a lot of priests, a lot of Catholics do have a lot of legal troubles. It's always in the news somewhere, whether it's here, over there, somewhere. There's always some priest on the court, stand, hopefully getting put away for whatever horrible thing they did.
Not all priests.
Not all of them. I'm sure some of them didn't do it, but, that's what you get for hanging out with the rest of them. What do you think's going to happen? Well, I ain't ever touched a little boy myself, but I just spend, days and nights sleeping, going to bed, waking up with men that do. What the hell do you think's going to happen? Let Catholics, they can decide what they want to do. That's if they want to live a life that way, so be it.
We should say that, again, we're talking pretty much just about Murfreesboro Catholics.
Well, I don't know any other Catholics anywhere else. I know them here. I seen some in the news other places. Some of them don't look, too reputable to me under the circumstances that I'm seeing them for.
But we got freedom of religion in this country. I mean,
but we
for
ain't
now.
got freedom of touching little boys, thank God. Well, hopefully, Skanky wouldn't help you if that's what you did and you need a lawyer. I hope you go somewhere else. But if you're something else, there's like the good priests, the good Catholics out there that don't do anything, don't have anything to do with any of that stuff. All the good ones. If you got some legal trouble, if you got a will need looked at or something,
Isn't Skinky Catholic?
He might. Is he? I don't know. I want to mention this elder law. You ain't gonna find anybody better at elder law.
Isn't Boot Pepper a Catholic name?
Boot Pepper. I don't know what kind of name that is. To be honest with you.
So this is Skinky. Let's just make sure that it's not Pinky.
No.
And it's not longtime sponsor Skunkies.
No.
It's Skinky Boot Pepper.
Skanky Boot Pepper.
Possibly the oldest Catholic in Murfreesboro.
Lawyer. I don't know about the Catholic part. He may be. If he is, so be it. I don't see him running around over there, but.
I don't see him running around anywhere.
Well, no, he's in the home.
I thought he was long dead.
No. Nope. You think everybody over the age of 80-something is dead. Ain't true.
I don't think they're practicing law. I will say
Well, a skanky is, and he's helping me, and he's willing to help others. So if you need some legal help, Catholic, whatever religion you are, didn't mean to get off on the wrong foot there. Already got enough trouble with Catholics that don't need to be on here making it worse. But whatever religion, whoever you are, whatever you worship, they don't have anything. Skanky don't judge people like that. He don't. He really don't. So you shouldn't judge him by how old he is or whether he can get up or get down. You know, he needs help. If you wheel him around, it's fine. But if he needs to get on the couch or something, you need to help him get over on it.
How much time would you say in your meetings with Skanky have you spent helping him get up and down?
Well, sometimes it takes a while.
What are you going to do in costume court when the judge comes in and he's got to stand up?
We'll be ready for that. We'll have a wheelchair. Ironside didn't stand up. Skanky won't either.
So that's Skanky Boot Pepper.
That's what I just said.
So I'm not sure exactly what is happening here. You were dressed up like baloney because they didn't want you in the store. They're trying to keep you away from it.
No, it was to advertise the restaurant in the store. It wasn't like put on some baloney and get out of here.
Now they're trying, you were banned from being inside.
I was in the hospital for a while because first they tried to get me to cook that baloney cocktail style.
So they're trying to screw you out of this store.
Burnt me up, sent me in the hospital.
And Famous Cabbage they're just trying to protect their upcoming IP, Baloney IP.
Joshua
Baloney.
Yeah.
You're caught in the middle, getting screwed out of a store, getting screwed by Christian vegetables.
No. You know it all, don't you? You know exactly what's going on.
And you're famous, maybe he's a lapsed Murfreesboro Catholic lawyer, Skanky Boot Pepper, old as anyone you ever met.
He's one of the like I said, oldest lawyer, Tennessee, Alabama, Utah, for sure, maybe the whole country. Could be the world, I don't know.
So that's Skanky Boot Pepper.
I said it 2 or 3 times already. I don't know yet.
Not Pinky. Not
Pinky
Skunky.
Piglet Styron's in the hospital. We don't know what's wrong with him.
I don't want to give you a spoiler alert, but if you see that new Planet of the Apes movie, there is a character in there that looks just like Pinky Piglet Styron, and he sounds like Mickey the Pooh Piglet and Pinky Piglet Styron. He's a monkey in it, and it's Steve Zahn's voice.
Who?
Steve Zahn.
I don't know.
But sounds and looks just like Pinky Piglet Styron. He goes, "Oh no."
I like.
Oh no. That's what he says in that
yeah.
movie. That's and I see Pinky Piglet Styron going like Jackie Brawls isn't screwed out of this story yet. Oh no. Oh no.
All right. Don't be cute about it. But I want to go see that monkey. I like those.
I went down there the other night and it's pretty good. It's bleak, man.
Well,
them
all
monkeys,
what
monkeys
do you think's
ain't
going to
got
happen when monkeys are running the whole world? You think it's going to be happy? No, it's terrible.
Well, I ain't got it much worse off than we do.
Well, that's true right now. I'd trade it. Monkeys come, you can have it. Anybody do a better job than what's going on now.
I go read books with that orangutan.
It's always good in a movie, a monkey reading a book. Nothing funnier than a monkey reading a book. It always, no matter what, they've done that for years and years. TV shows. He can't read. He can't read a thing in that book. Just hold it. Look like he knows what he's doing, but he don't. I look forward. I ain't seen the new one yet. I didn't know they was reading in it. They usually just shooting guns,
I think there's some reading it. I'm not sure.
Well, I'll see it too. If one of them look like Pinky, that'd be funny too.
I don't know if any. I'm pretty sure they have to read a sign or something. Can't remember. But one looks just like Pinky Pig. Got that little vest, snow, like cold coat vest that Pinky wears in the wintertime.
Oh, they're wearing clothes in this one?
Yeah, that Mork and Mindy vest.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Well, one of them does. I don't want to give any spoilers, but one of these monkeys wears clothes and goes, "Oh, no. Oh, no."
Yeah, you can't read, right?
Hey, read this book. You're like, oh,
I don't know
no.
how to read.
Oh, no.
Ain't always funny. A monkey head up. Sometimes be upside down. Ain't no difference.
You should take. What do you think Skinky Boot Pepper would think of that monkey movie?
Well, he's busy right now. His plate's a little full trying to deal with this, but I'd be more than happy to take him if he felt like going.
His plate's a little full with oatmeal and a hard-boiled egg cut up into little chunks so he can swallow it. You know what old people eat.
All right, just it's a badge of honor and pride with him. So call him old all you want. Don't matter what you eat. It's how well you can,
I'd rather not talk to him. It's awkward. Bad enough doing this with you. Folks, I have a sponsor
Shut the hell up.
that is going to make you go, dang, let me go there. Do you want to remember what it was like back in the old days in old country stores? Dang, let me go to an old country store. Do you want to remember what it was like in the old days when life wasn't passing you by so fast? Yeah, dang, let me go to old slower times. Do you remember what it was like to walk into your neighborhood, local, country, old-timey fashion store where everybody knew you by name and you'd walk in and whether you wanted to or not, they'd shake your hand and clasp your shoulder and say, how are you?
Well, that's what, yeah, I know what that, yeah, but yeah.
Ricky, how you doing? Make eye contact, force you, handshake, shoulder clasp, force you to look them in the eye. How are you? And you can't lie then because they're staring right into your soul. I'm doing okay, I guess. How's your mama? She's doing all right. What about your daddy? Well, he ain't doing so good if you want to. Well, tell me about it. And you'd go back there and you'd sit down by the old iron pot-bellied stove with old Mr. Coffee dropping and the damn sizzling from the little kitchen in the back where the barbecue was percolating and bubbling up in the pot.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Dang, let me go back to Jackie's Market. Not that one. Mine.
No.
My Jackie's Market.
You don't have no.
You walk back and you talk and how's your neighbor doing? How's my fella man? How you doing, neighbor? I'm doing okay. How you doing, fella man? Well, that's a little sexist. Fella person? Is that too politically correct? Is that virtue signaling? I don't know. Come sit down and let us put some of this barbecue on a bun. Tell me how you doing. You know we're always here for you at Jackie's Market. Would you like a hand job?
Hey. Watch your mouth.
Because at my Jackie's Market, you can go in the back.
Nope.
We got the original hand job dream team back assembled for you folks. We got Kurt, Mr. Globe, Sally, and when Sally's not there, her sister comes in and covers for her.
Just
Kurt, Mr. Globe, and Sally and her sister, folks, if you didn't think they could be reunited, bring your sex parts down here and let them get a hand around it or up in it.
Sit here and listen to this. You shut your mouth.
And don't forget dildo lube.
All right.
Don't put that on your dick.
Shut your mouth.
And hungry after all them hand jobs? Better get some barbecue. Can I tell you something, Jackie?
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear anything
Can we
about
stop the commercial, please? Can we stop the commercial?
Who are you talking to? Huh?
Jackie, do you mind if I talk to you fellow person to fellow person?
I don't want to hear anything you got to say if you're going to be talking the way I just heard it. I don't want to hear that language. I don't want to hear that word.
Neighbor, Papa Squat here with me. I got to talk to you. Man to person. I may be in a little over my head with this country store hand job place.
All right. I don't care anything about it. That's your business. I don't want to have anything to do with it. Don't want to hear about it
I
Shut
don't
your
like
mouth.
saying things that make you feel good, but can I tell you that people actually come into this store looking for you?
What?
I've had a few people come in and say, Jackie, is this Jackie's Market? I said, yeah. Did you see the sign? Which room would you like to go into for your hand job?
All right, you need to change the name on the sign right now.
It's a hand job. Jackie
Skanky
Brawls is giving hand jobs?
Skanky Boot Pepper's gonna hear about this. That sign better be off by tomorrow. I'll go pick him up. We'll go down there and take it down together. You get your if that's the kind of business is,
That would kill him.
if that's what's going on
That
inside
much activity would kill
any
him.
of that, any place that's got my name on it, you going to jail.
They say, I come in here for some damn good barbecue and for a little conversation with a grizzled old man. And I said, well, you were in the wrong place then, asshole. Get the fuck out.
Hey, watch your mouth.
Well, it occurred to me that by doing that, I'm probably losing some business.
If you talking to people like that, yeah. People don't want to be talked to like that.
And so I started trying to cook some barbecue, but basically I'm just going down to Kroger and getting the little plastic tubs of it and heating it up in the
that
microwave.
That ain't
And
real
people can
barbecue.
tell too. But
Yeah, of
plus
course
I've
they can.
got
They
like
know better than
100
that.
plastic tubs back here. So I can't do all that heating up myself. So I tried to get one of the hand job people to do
All
it.
right.
No,
I'm
it's
not going to hear
okay,
about what you try to
Jackie.
get any of them to do. I don't want to hear about it.
They were putting on gloves, or they were taking their gloves
I
off.
don't want to.
I forget which way they
I-
did it, but they either put a glove on or took off their hand job gloves.
Don't want to hear about it either way. Whatever they put on or off.
Before they touched any of them buns.
Shut your mouth.
So I guess what I wanted to squat here and talk to you about was I'd like to offer you a job in my Jackie's Market.
Hell.
Come on over here. Get that barbecue going. Start serving it up on buns. Let the people come in here and want to talk to you for whatever reason. You don't like Trump. So I don't know
Hell
why
no,
they
no.
think, I mean, you're probably going to get run out of town on a rail. I don't think you've had a store for very long since Trump's been president. So when people start coming in here, realize that you hate Trump, somebody's probably going to attack you. But for now, they want to see you. They want to eat this barbecue. They see the sign that says Jackie Market. A few people came in for Jackie Passholder. She's the Jackie that started this market, but she got out of the
Well, she was trying to have just a regular store, and you made a disgrace of it.
well, she mainly wanted a place to sell her $3 nuts. I saw an opening. Since Jackie will not, I even offered this store to you, but since you won't take it.
I can't just take any store well, and now I'll never take it if it's already been tainted the way
Okay.
you sounds it is.
I can bargain with you.
No, there ain't no bargaining to it. I ain't gonna have anything to do. I ain't gonna be affiliated with that place like
a
that.
hand job person.
Shut your mouth.
I'll get rid of Sally's sister.
You need to do that anyway, whether I work there or not, which I ain't ever gonna.
Look, when Father Mika came in the other day, and he was getting his hand job,
All right, I don't want to hear any of this.
he told me, and a lot of times that's when I do confession. That's usually when I see most of my Murfreesboro Catholic priest friends in the middle of the night, hand job time.
Hey,
I'll be honest, anytime it's hand job time, especially with my staff of
Shush.
seasoned professionals.
shut your mouth. You think you're being cute on here, showing your butt. I'm sick of it. I don't want to
But
hear
it
all
was
of it.
Father Mika himself who told me, A, that Skinky Boot Pepper was dead, and B, why don't you just get Jackie Brawls to come back in here? You know, Father Mika always had a soft spot for you. He always took up for you during the mobs,
Yeah.
and not Catholic mob. I'm not a racist like Jackie.
I ain't no.
Jackie, we've been talking
Man,
for
racist.
45 minutes doing our sponsors. We have probably 3 hours of news. I need your answer right now. Will you come to work for me at Jackie's Market?
Hell no.
What if I fired 2 hand job
Nope.
people?
Fire them either way. They ought to give them a good job. Why don't you tell them to
You do
stock
understand.
shelves or something? Get them to do barbecue and quit doing that. Give him a real job. Why you got? It's exploitations. What it is, and you making money off the flesh. As
I
they say.
can't have them stock shelves. I got to keep their wrists supple.
I don't want to hear anything about it.
So
anything more about it.
When can we expect you to come in?
I ain't ever
pick
coming
up your
out.
uniform.
I ain't ever gonna be there. When can I expect you to change the damn sign? Because that's happening. Whether it's gonna happen fast. It's gonna happen slow.
Okay.
If it happens slow, you're gonna have your arm bent behind your back and your fingers being broke.
By who, Skinky Boot Pepper?
Well, I may get over there.
Let me ask you
I
this.
can hold you still, and he can at least grab a hold of, pull a finger back. I know that much.
I doubt it.
Yep.
I'm going to say I doubt it.
Well,
Let me ask you this. What if I got rid of all the hand jobs?
I don't want it. Yeah, good. Do it.
And you come back in.
No,
You took it over. You run it the way you wanted.
I'm not gonna.
It's all Jackie's Market like it used to be. Barbecue, buns, dusty old shelves, dildo lube.
All right, shut your mouth. That's not no. No.
We would be partners. I got to have a little of myself
I don't
in there.
want to be no partner with you, and no matter what
Okay.
you're doing. Definitely not any of that.
What if I got rid of the lube? I've said that before. What if I got rid of the lube?
Just
And
get
the hand
rid-
jobs.
I don't care what you do with either one of those. I don't want to hear about it anymore. Either
What
one.
if it was-
I ain't got nothing to do with it, and don't want nothing to do with it.
What if
So
we
shut your
tried to
mouth.
make it like Jackie's Market, like it was a pop-up at Comic-Con?
I don't know what
like
any of that
damn
is.
Blade
Don't wanna
Runner.
know
We
what it is.
recreated
Nope.
Jackie's Market in the
Just-
shell of Jackie's Market, my Jackie's Market, and just give it to you so that you would stop being screwed over by Pinky Piglet.
Nope.
You'd have to stop hiring ancient, almost dead lawyers. We could just get back to the way things used to be before Donald Trump come in and messed everything up.
I wish there was some sort of magic wand you could wave where all that could be, but no, I ain't ever gonna be a business. Would never be any
I'll
kind of business.
sign it over to you. I won't even own it.
No.
Just for nostalgia's sake, we'll go straight back to the old-timey, down-home country red state update and them. With Jackie's Market, no lube.
I've already got.
I'll make I got a sign, Jackie, that I started last night because I got down about the state of your affairs. And it says Jackie's Market, no lube, no hand jobs.
No.
And I was going to tack that up underneath the Jackie's Market
Nope.
sign.
You can tack or untack or whatever you want. I ain't gonna have anything to do with any of that you just talked about. None of it.
We'll get it fumigated.
Nope. I'm not gonna be a fellow in a place of business that had those kind of goings on. No.
So no matter what anybody does to help you, you are determined to blaze your own flaming path into destruction, poverty, and just general assholery.
Oh, shut your mouth. It's none of your business. Just stay out of it. I got Pinky will get better. If Pinky don't get better, bless his heart, I hope that's not the case. Then I can take Skinky on to, cover up this situation too. Right now, we just need to worry about the regular cease and desist order and the opposite backwards one. Both of those, we'll worry about that. As long as I got the baloney shoes on, I'm safe for now. We're just going to keep it like that.
Good. I'm going to open up another damn handjob booth.
All right, good. Just open it up whatever you want. I don't want to hear about it.
I will. Sally got a brother.
I don't want to hear about any of her brothers, sisters,
You
anything
just-
she does. There's Jackie Brawls.
Folks, people, this is Dunlap. Welcome to the second part of the Red State Update podcast where we barrel through the news.
And barrel.
After spending 48 minutes on our sponsors, some podcasts do their sponsors in 30 seconds, a minute. They try to make it fun.
Well, that's how you're supposed to do it. You want everybody's life story every time I try to.
Well, we might have a new listener or two. Folks, there's a lot going on in the news.
Hell.
A crazy week.
Well, how's this week any crazier than last damn week?
It may be less crazy, slightly. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
It's crazy all the time. You maybe get 3 or 4 days, maybe, if you're lucky. But even those 3 or 4 days, you're still talking about what happened 3 or 4 days before that was crazy as hell until something new crazy as hell comes along.
Last time we did a fucking podcast,
Watch your mouth.
the goddamn mooch
Hey, watch it.
was employed he was getting checks signed by Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America. And now he is not.
How many days he work? What, 10 days?
Something like short.
It's 10 too many.
You didn't want to see the mooch on the TV?
No, I didn't want to see. I heard the language in the thing that it read it. Didn't hear it, thank goodness. And that was just, 2 days on the job? He was already like that, which, to be quite honest, I don't know why that surprises me, because the president talks just as bad.
It's one of the things I like about him. That's one of the few things.
There were lots of presidents that talk bad. I ain't ignorant to that. I know, but at least they had the decency not to go on TV and do it, or, say it on the news or have it, or a reporter have it do it.
There was a time when the idea of Kid Rock running for Senate would have really excited me. I'm sort of the Kid Rock of this podcast.
Wow.
But Donald Trump has ruined everything.
Oh, it's ruined permanently. You can hope maybe someday someone will come along to inspire Americans to do something. Who knows? Yeah, probably not in my lifetime. I ain't going to be around much too longer. So I'm seeing it on the way down, because America's permanently damaged from this. Everybody said, well, he's doing this and doing this. He's doing, he did that. Well, he was elected president.
What do you mean?
It starts there.
Oh, right. He can't. Just him getting elected.
That's all it
I see.
Yeah.
The end.
The rest of it's just like, oh, yeah, really? Well, I mean, none of it's been surprising. It's like,
there have been a few.
Maybe a couple things.
A few times.
But
I was like, there's nothing he can do to surprise me. Well,
I guess giving intel to Russians while they're in that was something I didn't think he'd be that stupid. But we're finding out how dumb this family is, of this man and the people around him. I mean, you find what came out today, somebody leaked the phone conversation he had in Mexico.
Washington Post got a hold of the transcripts of the phone calls he made right after he got in office, where he called Australia and Mexico. We knew those were going to be bad. We knew that.
Well, we knew that they were bad back in. Everybody knew that it turned bad, but now we actually see how bad. Like, good God,
reading them verbatim is bad. It's bad. This is a leak where people are kind of scolding, like, well, it's not good for classified information of any kind. But sometimes it's good just to see how dumb a person is.
This is 2 people we know of. Two countries. He went over there and met them all. They all know he's excuse my language, everybody knows he's a dumbass. They do. There may be a couple of countries out there with somebody a little dumber than him. Maybe a few, yeah, maybe more than that. But most of them are just like, well, going back home after the meeting, like, well, that's the end of that.
That man's got nuclear bombs. I wonder everybody's trying to start up their nuclear program.
Well,
he did say one thing, and this is something I really agree with Donald Trump on, and that doesn't happen a lot, so I'm going to take a moment and acknowledge it and savor it, that I agree with the president on something. When he said that New Hampshire was a drug-infested den, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
We was up there. We went up there.
Yeah. Maybe not a den, maybe more like a drug-infested mudroom.
Yeah.
But pretty close. He got pretty close on that.
That's the one thing. I can't think of anything else.
Pretty funny, him begging Mexico, president of Mexico, to stop.
Why didn't he go so far? Will you just pretend you're going to pay for it, just pretend. You don't have to. I mean, that could have come out anywhere in that conversation. I mean, that's pretty much what it was.
Arguing with the Australian Prime Minister about, I mean, it's just all embarrassing.
Get used to it because it's going to take him a while. I don't think he's going to be there for. Well, today everything seemed like he was heating up. They talking subpoenas, and what old Mueller put together a grand jury, and all this stuff pointing to that's criminal investigation. That's what that is right there. That's criminal charges.
So what's a grand jury?
Now he could go to them now, and I need to go talk to Skanky for a little while and come back. Before what I understand now, is he goes in and he says, I need a subpoena to see this and this and this, and they look at what is evidence or what may be, and they just say, well, yeah, go get that. Go get his taxes.
Who are they?
They citizens or whatever.
Like on Krypton?
No, they're not on Krypton. What are you talking about?
Like in Superman, where they're like guilty.
No, it ain't like Superman. It's real court stuff. And like I said, he's Skanky. He knows this. We should have him on here. We'd have to take this over home. I don't know if he could get down these stairs to get in the basement here.
It's like a Tim Conway character.
He is a bit like it. Yeah, I remember that. Except Tim Conway get up, walk around. It's real funny walk, but
he's really milk it.
Skanky just.
It's not fun to watch. It hurts.
Well, he
makes you think about your own mortality.
Skanky's in the wheelchair. He can't. Yeah. But he favors him looking like that, yeah.
So, and Mueller, what's his name?
Mueller, I think. I don't know.
I always think of Channel 2. Remember old Bob Mueller on Channel 2?
It ain't him. This Bob Mueller. It's not Bob. What is it? Mueller's all I know.
See, now I'm confused with who's on Channel 2 and who's trying to get the president. These are some references for our local Nashville crowd.
Yeah.
If you're in the Nashville, Smyrna, Laverne area, you know about Bob Mueller. Hey, how's he doing?
I hope he's okay. I don't know.
So we got the transcripts from these embarrassing phone calls. What else did he say in those phone calls?
He didn't know that the Boston bombers were from Russia, I guess.
Oh, that's right. He's like, they're from wherever. He doesn't care, right? Then the grand jury was convened. That happened today. The mooch is out.
He can stay gone. Now Spicer left because of him. Spicer
left because of him.
Now, as awful as he is, as much as I try not to have any sympathy, because he basically took a job. They all kind of take a job to lie, but to lie like an idiot.
Well, how you gonna work for the man who lies all the time? He said he got a call from the president of the Boy Scout, President Boy Scout.
He don't ever.
And the president of Mexico again. None of these calls happened, and then the White House admits they don't happen, but they say that it's not a lie.
There's people saying this Russia thing that's just made up. If he lies about Boy Scouts calling him and telling him he made the greatest speech of all time, if he's going to lie about something like that, what the hell isn't he lie about? It don't make a damn bit of sense.
Why would you lie about a Boy Scout calling you? I can see
There's
if
no
you're
reason
a Murfreesboro Catholic priest and you lie about.
Well, yeah, that's different.
A Boy Scout. You'd say, they did not call me, and I didn't call them.
Yeah.
Look. We're just reaping what we sowed here. We just got away from, as an amoral person, I'm okay with lying, but here in this country, I thought I was the exception. I thought a terrible person, lay outside the boundaries of decency and what makes America great. But apparently, what makes America great again is more lying. Yes, I knew that we had accepted lying in advertising and in political promises. Well, they were running for office and they said this, but they didn't really mean that.
It's always been that way. Yes, always been. Yeah.
Bill Clinton, I didn't have sex with that woman.
Yeah, right.
Well, they're dancing around the truth. They're out to get him, so of course he's going to lie. All these excuses for all these different kinds of lies, and now we have wound up here where somebody just pathological Joe Isuzu, Tommy Flanagan, pathological liar, lies at the drop of a hat for absolutely no reason. And a good portion of the country is okay with it.
Yeah.
Well, they're making too much out of that. We're okay with him lying. It's not even that. Well, he lies. I mean, it doesn't faze them.
I don't give
Nobody
a damn.
cares. What about Hillary Clinton?
Yeah, she lies too, but not. She was smart to lie about the stuff was supposed to get lies. She got caught, but he just lies. Like again, no
I don't
reason.
see how we can get more liar than Donald Trump.
Now you ain't gonna. That's
But
it.
if we're progressing as a country into more and more lies, then I don't know. Well, now already Trump is calling lies facts. What's a fact is a lie, and what's a lie they present as facts. So we flip-flopped it. So I guess eventually we'll just come back to actual lying is bad, maybe in a few years. I don't know.
I'd hope it come back around. Probably not in my lifetime. It's what it is.
Well, the damn statue of the Ten Commandments on the Alabama courthouses voting for Trump. But it's okay if he lies. I don't.
Yeah.
This is why Trump won, because people just love people who hate Trump hearing them talk like us. Hearing our brains explode is their favorite thing. So that's why they don't care about the lying.
Well, that's the only thing I can see that they're getting out of this. That's it. If that's all they like, then that's they get.
I mean, that's fun for a little while, but eventually you get tired of people being mad and confused. Or everybody'd work in an old folks' home with Skinky Boot Pepper.
He don't work there. He lives there.
Has he got family or anything?
I don't know if he's still around. Yeah.
So Kelly and Mattis, who normally would probably be terrified in any other administration, are now like the damn kindergarten teachers. They made a pact to never be out of the country at the same time.
So don't get blown up. They trying to clean the house or whatever, and so far it seems like they kind of got him. He ain't been on, what is it, on the Twitters. He don't get on that as much anyway.
Well, he's about to go on vacation, even though he said never take a
hell.
vacation. Obama takes too many vacations. He's going on vacation.
First I heard that, I said, thank God. Good God Almighty. As long as he gone, any of them I'll sit there and listen to. Maybe outside of Stephen Miller, any of them I'll sit and listen to as long as he's gone. But then, once we realize he's going to be on vacation, well, you know what that's going to be.
A vacation for our old man is watching Fox News and yelling.
Yep.
And Trump yells via Twitter. It's one of his ways of yelling.
So I don't know which one of them is going to go on vacation with him. One guy stay at the White House, one guy stay in the country. I know people who respect old Kelly. A lot of people say, well, a lot of people do. That goes over party lines. Say, well, he, good man, he'd believe what, that sort of thing. But and I said, why the hell is he doing this? I think he's doing it to save a country. He, like you said, him, and they said, well, we got to do something for,
I think a lot of people in this administration think they're the only ones standing between us and annihilation.
That's the reason they're telling all this stuff.
But the dangerous thing is, I think Donald Trump thinks that too. You think that's why they're leaking? Who leaked this stuff to the Washington Post?
Who the hell? Any of them. It could have been any of them. All of them. They get so many. The reporters at the Washington Post, New York Times, they get on their 20th call from someone that works in the White House. They can say, look, I appreciate it, but I got this information about, 8 a.m. this morning. It's midnight now. I've had, 46 calls. It's all of them.
Donald Trump Jr. Turns out Trump told...
A lie?
Yeah.
Well, I'll be. Nothing. And then, see, that's crazy line right there. Let me just say this again. I think I said this before. I'll say it again. They knew all this stuff was coming out. They knew the truth will eventually be coming out about this meeting. Well, what do we do up until then? Let's just keep lying and see what happens.
And then when the mainstream media reports on it, you call them liars.
Yeah. So far, it's working for some people.
Yeah, it is working.
Yeah, that's what to do.
I can't believe the press treats him this way.
No respect for the president.
Another lie, he called the White House a real dump. Now, look, I wouldn't want to live in the White House. It looks like a terrible, haunted hermitage.
Yeah.
It's like some place you'd go on a field trip in school. Like, let's go see where only you live somewhere where no real good history was. Like, let's go see Jack Daniel's sister's house.
White House look like it's smell mildew and musty or
Smell
something
terrible.
old. Anytime you see that old Lincoln room, well, and you know what? That's old.
You can't cover up all that smell.
No, not something that old. No.
And if you live there, if you go on a field trip, you spend the rest of the smelling like termites and formaldehyde. If you live there, that never washes off.
Yeah. But, you know, people respect it because of history.
Yeah,
and
it's
that
America.
Sort of thing. It is
You don't
America.
want it. It's unpatriotic to.
Call it a dump, I think.
I wouldn't call it a dump.
No, I wouldn't do that.
If I was president. I will say, I don't know about this game so much anymore of, well, if Hillary had said that or if Obama had said that, but if Obama had called the White House a dump, that's one of the best ones because that's a fun one to imagine. Everybody getting mad at Obama calling the White House a dump. That would have been a fun weekend of right-wing blogs. But instead, Donald Trump says it, and it's probably like the 2,000th least offensive thing he said. Like,
Yeah.
It's way down on the list since he's been in office. Calling the White House a dump would be something other presidents are remembered for. Checker's speech, Watergate, called the White House a dump. It'd be like top 3. We're not even going to remember this shit next week.
Nope.
These are all variations on the things we've said every day since Trump got elected. And here we are filling another podcast up with them, but I don't know what else to do. Also, they lied about him. They said he didn't call the White House a dump. They said, got mad, said Golf Magazine, ESPN, whatever, telling lies. Golf Magazine.
They're known for their deceitfulness.
Hope Hicks. You don't hear a lot about Hope Hicks. She stays out, but apparently she called up Golf Magazine, and they said that she lit into him, right? They don't waste time being polite, is what Golf Magazine said. They just immediately start calling you a liar and say you need a retraction. But Golf Magazine says, folks, if you're a Trump supporter, I just want to let you know, and you believe this is all a made-up mainstream media lie, that Golf Magazine says this was corroborated by 6 to 9 different people. I think that's what they said. I could read the exact quote, but I'm not going to. They got a lot of people. Golf Magazine is secure that the president, it said it's a legend at everybody.
Well, that liberal rag golf, they're just the worse than CNN as far as I can tell.
So look, and we've politicized Golf Magazine. I didn't even know there was. What do you write about golf?
Hell, I don't know.
I mean, if they did manage to get Golf Magazine taken down, probably we're not going to lose. First, they came for Golf Magazine.
This has got to be the biggest story they ever had, I would say. Thanks,
I think
right?
it is. I think they did a podcast on it. Oh, Stephen Miller. Back. These people.
Oh, good. What? Don't.
They pop up. It's like whack-a-mole. Like they pop up and somebody from CNN yells at them, and then they call CNN, godless commies, and they hide. And they're like, it's Steve Bannon on the outs with Trump, and then he pops up again, via dog whistle or, self-sucking. Stephen Miller actually shows up on camera, though. He will appear on camera every once in a while, like Gorka.
Yeah.
Stephen Miller shows up every once in a while, mainly when they're like, this is how bad Stephen Miller is. He is like the Harvey Keitel, Mr. Wolf, Pulp Fiction of the Trump administration. When they have a position they want to put out there, who can we get to call the Statue of Liberty a fucking idiot?
Hey, watch your mouth.
Where's Stephen Miller at? Oh, yeah, I'd love to do that. Give me a teleprompter and a can of spray hair. Stephen Miller is on the case. You know what, Jim? Fuck the Statue of Liberty.
Hey.
Fuck the Statue of Liberty.
Hey.
Well, I think that poem was wrote before, what about the poem? That poem was written before or after, or it shouldn't be on there, or it's written by a minority.
Yeah.
What do you believe in, Jim? A poem or the Constitution? Or the sanctity of the white race?
I never thought I'd agree with something that you thought you'd never agree with Trump, and the same here. Something Eric Bolling on Fox said. I ain't a big fan of his because he's too show-offy. He says, don't put him on TV. And he's for him. He wants everything that he says, but
That's, that ain't because Eric Bolling's a good person. That's jock nerd stuff. Eric Bolling can't stand to look at Stephen Miller because Stephen Miller physically represent, other than being white, everything Eric Bolling hates in a person.
Eric Bolling wishes him up there telling everyone how much he hates the
Fuck
Statue
the
of
Statue of
Liberty.
Liberty.
Hey, well, don't say it
Am I
like
right?
that.
Takes his shirt off. He is right. Stephen Miller should not be on TV.
No.
Arguing for things I like, let alone white supremacy.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that's going on. The damn immigration, tougher immigration laws to get over here, folks. If you are from a country where skin is browner, you're going to have to pass a few tests. English tests.
Yeah.
Skin tests. Maybe religious tests.
Probably.
I'm putting words in their mouth, but not really. I guess I'm putting words in my mouth. That's because they left their mouths open and they're holding a sign that says, we're going to be real racist. So put those words in there. Because racists love Stephen Miller. They got real excited.
Well, that's what you told me. He said whatever he says about Statue of Liberty is something like white supremacy, something Klans people they've been saying for years. They like,
oh, yeah, he's saying what we say.
Yeah.
He's one of us.
That's good. Trump did it first, and now they got
Trump did it first.
Yeah, now they got.
First they had a dumb guy do it. Now they have a little weasel guy doing it.
Yeah.
And it is hard to. What do you do to Stephen Miller? Hate him? That's what he wants.
They won't make you mad. Him and that other one, Gorky, they want to get on there and fight with it. Irritate
They love it. Everything is going. Here's what's terrifying. Everything is going according to plan.
Yeah. As dumb as they are, they still getting away with all that. That's what I don't. It's going to come back around after Mueller gets all this stuff. It'll be like can you even call this a cover-up? Because nobody's doing a good job here.
That's an understatement. Understatement of the year. And yet they may be succeeding. So, fuck me. Also, so you got these immigration rules where Stephen Miller says speak English and, bring your higher math calculator, because also affirmative action. This is the Sessions Justice Department, who apparently Last week, we didn't know if Trump was going to fire Jeff Sessions, which was chaotic and made you worry about the future of the country because it seemed like the White House was in flames. Now they hire Kelly, and it seems less flamey, but more dangerous to minorities. So I don't know which is better. Also, North Korea is going to blow us up.
And this is temporary, too, as far as the flames are concerned.
Oh, yeah, it'll flame up again next week.
Because they tried this over and over and over again, and it like it did when he was running for president. Remember, he'd mess up real bad, and everybody, well, shit, it's over now, excuse my language, but they'd like, and he'd give it a day, and he'd come back and do something.
But now, in the day where you give it a day, that's when they try to take a few jabs at black people.
Yeah.
And they control the government so they can land a few. So the Sessions Court, the Sessions Justice Department, they want to, now that his job is safe, he can go after affirmative action, pot, which nobody in the country wants him to go after pot.
Taking this about the polls on that, now that's one thing me and Sessions, I don't think everybody needs to be running around on drugs. But they said it's the same as like health care. Nobody wants them to mess it up. Nobody wants pot to be illegal anymore.
Gay rights? How are you going after affirmative action? You gotta be pretty racist. You can be sort of racist. You can be pretty racist and then hear somebody say, well, all those black people get into college because they're black. And you're like, that's too racist for me. That's like old-fashioned, bad, super just clueless, not even trying to cover it up racist.
No.
Is it better that people don't try to cover it up, or is it worse? It just doesn't seem...
It's worse when they're the attorney general. It's worse when they're running the country. Yeah, I'm going to say it's worse.
He did say, Sessions did make some noise about police misconduct. But maybe that was just saying, don't beat people right out in the open.
Well, you got to thank...
There's a thing called cell phones.
You got to thank Trump for him saying anything about that, though, because he wouldn't have brought it up had Trump not told the police to bang people's heads in the damn car.
That's right. So you sent Sessions. Meanwhile, hey, Sessions, can you take a break from putting black people in jail for pot and tell cops not to beat black people up in front of cell phones, please? When I was in Alabama, we didn't have to worry about Jeff Sessions as our Attorney General. I think you can fire people for being gay.
Yep.
Attorney General. Jeff Sessions, let's see, Jackie. We're barreling through this stuff. At some point, we reach a point where we're just too depressed to go on.
I can't stay at that point, to be quite honest with you. But
the Mooch, the Mexico and Australia transcripts. Kelly and Mattis agreed to stay in the country. Donald Trump Jr., Mexico Boy Scout call our lives. A real dump. 17-day vacation. Stephen Miller immigration Statue of Liberty Cosmopolitan dog whistle. Sessions pot affirmative action. Gay rights. Kelly tells Sessions job safe. Scolds police misconduct. Russia sanctions. He did sign a sanction.
But he raised whole hell over it, though. Mad at Congress for making him do it. And then they said he called up Putin before he did it. Had a little chat with him before he decided to sign it.
Perfectly normal. Business as usual. NAACP tells black people to avoid Missouri because a lot of people in this country think it's a great time to pass racister laws.
I wonder why that is.
Jackie, do you understand this Seth Rich, Fox, Sean Spicer?
Well, his boy got killed, mugged, and they said the boy was working with what is it? The Russians, wiki sneaks. What is it?
Wiki Snake.
Wiki Snakes. He was doing all that. It looks like now the White
Plenty
House.
of credibility left for Wiki Sneaks, by the way. They have not blown that at all.
No.
Everyone looks to them as a fair and balanced bastion of liberty and justice.
Well, first they thought it was just something typical for Sean Hannity to raise hell about, which it does seem to fit that. But now it come out. Well, of course, it was wrong. First off, just say that out right now, because you know it was wrong when Fox News had to come out and say it, tell everybody there's nothing to this. And I guess this private investigator that goes on Fox sometimes was working for the family.
That's a good gig.
Yeah, sure. You go on to Fox News. Sit
in the car, watch people fuck, and then go on Fox News.
Hey, don't say it like that.
I don't think you're gonna like to see these photographs, Mr. Johnson. Oh, can we hurry this along? Because I got Tucker at 9. Cash, if you don't mind.
Well, this fella here, he's mad at Fox News because they said things that he didn't say, is what he's saying. You know, he said, I never said that. And then it come out he went and met Sean Spicer. Then it come out that around this time, which when they say around this time, that's been since before he became president. But right around this time, people were suspecting, that some Russian stuff was coming down the pike. Well, it's been coming. It's like a constant flow. It's that at what point anyway? So while he's dealing with lying about Russia, they see an opportunity about this, and supposedly, now I don't know if it's true, this is in a lawsuit, and Skinky, Boot Pepper would be better at telling this than me.
I don't know that that's true.
But the White House was make sure. Of course, what a big stretch that is, because the president literally has dinner with Hannity once a week, something like that.
How would you like to wait on them?
Oh, good God. It'd be bad just one of them in a restaurant having to deal with that. Send this back. I don't like, but both of them, that's the tag teaming on you. Whoever comes to that table, just the worst two human beings.
Hannity's a finger snapper, too. You know that he's like, hey, more tea. Snap, snap. More tea.
But anyhow, so supposedly the White House helped that story. That's the thing. Anything you come up with, none of it's like, well, that sounds a little far-fetched. It all sounds reasonable. Anything involving Trump and lying and saying something that's true and it ain't true, that pretty much fits everything the man has ever done, as far as I can tell.
There is a pattern.
So, hell, that may be true. We'll see. Some judge will decide that. They're saying he may have to go be on the stand.
Spicer?
No, not Spicer. Spicer admitted to meeting him. He didn't try to hide it. They saying the president somehow. Somebody said that. I'd probably far-fetched, but
what? Who? What? Why would you even put him on the stand?
It wouldn't make any.
It's the most unreliable witness. Like, you can't even. Like, you might as well just book him on perjury before he gets up there on the way up to the stand. Like, if you know someone is going to lie, why even call them up there?
Maybe because you put handcuffs on him after they do it.
Almost seems like entrapment. Asking Donald Trump a question.
Under oath, yeah. That's
seems like entrapment.
That is. It is. It's entrapment right there, yeah.
Trump daughter-in-law got a TV show on a computer?
Computer show like we used to have.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Remember? She's got one like that just says he's telling the truth.
But Trump gives her money for it. Or we give her money for it?
Well, I guess nowadays, yeah, that's how it works.
So we've gone from YouTube giving us money to giving YouTube money for Trump's daughter-in-law.
Listen, I've been a loyal Republican years and years and years, and giving so much, a lot of money, donation, much as I'm able to the RNC, and you won't let me tell you right now, knowing that all of that's going to pay for this man's legal fees. I don't know why I gave, me and old Flake, I tell you what, he's the only one, Flake said, but he sounded trying to sell a book, but hell, I'll read it if it's just about how awful Trump is, and
we should write that.
Our country is, if Flake beat us to it, he beat it, yeah. He's up there. What's your first name? There's no Flakes.
Snowflakes, probably.
It don't matter, it don't matter, but anyhow, he's one of the few Republicans that just saying they don't like it and not following up with anything. Like Lindsey Graham will say, I don't like Trump, but everybody voted him, and he's our president, so we got to do, even with what he's saying is crazy, well, I'm afraid so. All right, Lindsey Graham. And Flake seems the only Republican out there saying this shameful. And like I said, I don't want to have to do what old Scoreboard did. What's his name? Joe Scoreboard and Mila. Yeah, he was Republican. Because of all this, he's changed he's independent now, and I don't want to do that. I'll be honest with you. I'm more worried about salvaging this country, let alone my particular political party. I'll just say that out loud right now.
What about the damn governor of West Virginia? He's switching back to be a Republican.
But he already switched once before. It's just going back and forth, back and forth.
Who's
in town? Who's in town this week? He was a Republican, then he went Democrat. Now he said, I was wrong to be a Democrat, now I'm Republican again. Thank you, President Trump.
That's pretty convenient after the election.
Yeah. And when the president's here, you get to go to one of his. Now, it's West Virginia. That's the Boy Scouts, too, is in West Virginia, right?
Trump loves West Virginia.
Evidently.
Jackie, I'd like to close this podcast with a prayer.
Why?
In the guise of an article about prayer at the White House.
Prayer at the White House?
This is from CBN News. Bible studies at the White House. CBN is Christian Broadcasting Network.
Is it saying that? Does it also say lightning strikes it every other day?
Wouldn't that be cool if they had to install like one of them time-lapse things you see on Facebook videos where it's just lightning striking a damn beach?
Well,
if that was happening in Washington, D.C. constantly.
Should be.
We're not trying to tell you how to do your job.
Good Lord's busy doing what it needs to do. He'll get around to it. Just because it ain't when we want it to be, that, good Lord doing what he needs to do. So
now they have, a lot of people on both sides have legitimate beef with the media, but they apparently have not spent much time on cbnnews.com or cbnnews.com, cbnnews.com, because listen to how they start off this hard-hitting article on the Trump administration, Jackie. Washington. A spiritual awakening is underway at the White House.
Why?
That's how they start. They've been called the most evangelical cabinet in history.
Who said that?
Well, it looks like it was Jennifer Wishon.
Don't know who that is.
Wishing she had a job at another. Some of the most powerful people in America have been gathering weekly to learn more about God's Word. And this Trump cabinet Bible study is making history.
If you want to learn anything about the Bible, and you're not going nothing you're gonna learn going to. That's the last place you want to go.
Ralph Drollinger of Capital Ministries told CBN News, "These are godly individuals." I don't know who he's talking about. I guess people that ain't on TV, because I ain't seen none of them.
No.
That God has risen to a position of prominence in our culture. They're all handpicked by President Donald Trump and Vice President Mike Pence. That makes sense.
Mike Pence makes sense, but he's ruined forever now. So anything he could have done as far as that, he's damaged goods. He's people keep saying, well, I get rid of Trump and it'll be old Pence and look at them. But no, Pence, they ain't going to let him be president.
I don't think Donald Trump has figured out he changed himself to the Apostle Paul, Drollinger laughed.
Why?
Right, he thought he changed himself to a Russian prostitute. That's probably not true, possibly. Drollinger is a former NBA, I'm just going to read this former NBA playing giant of a man with an even bigger calling.
Wow.
He founded Capital Ministries. Is this a puff piece for Trump? Or this church?
They will wash both each other's hands on this, sounds like to me.
With the idea that if you change the hearts of lawmakers, then their Christian worldview will guide them to make good policies. He started Bible studies in 40 state capitals, a number of foreign capitals, teaches weekly studies in the U.S. House and Senate. This is a good job. He's basically the Sunday school teacher for Washington.
No, that ain't a good job. He still got to deal with Trump, don't he?
And now, no. Trump don't go to none of these.
Oh, yeah, he don't.
Guarantee you.
Well, they got a picture of me. You let him touch him or something.
There was a
About
picture of them all praying. They invited a bunch of evangelicals.
Oh,
This
Trump,
article,
yeah.
I think this is something. Here's some people that go to this Bible study. Tell me if this is the kind of church you want to go to. Maybe. Health Secretary Tom Price. Energy Secretary Rick Perry.
Yeah.
Education Secretary Betsy DeVos.
Oh, well, yeah.
This is a depressing list before you get to the part about the church. Agriculture Secretary Sonny Perdue and CIA Director Mike Pompeo. Are all these people still got their jobs? Just checking.
I don't know.
Hard to keep up.
How long we been talking on this?
We're hitting 90 minutes.
Hey, all could be gone for all I know.
It's groundbreaking since he doesn't think that's what he said. Drollinger at Capitol. We should try to talk to this guy. This would be a good conversation, but he's too busy
Praying
making
in the White House.
apostle finger puppets for the damn Betsy DeVos. It's the best Bible study that I've ever taught in my life, he says. They are so Is this supposed to be like a real article? Or is it just, they're so teachable? They're so noble? They're so learned?
Well,
Let me read you that list again. Tom Price, Rick Perry, Betsy DeVos, Sonny Perdue, Mike Pompeo, Donald Trump, Mike Pence. Teachable, no, learned. Just
no,
reading.
teach it. No, what is it?
Teachable,
The three, teachable,
noble,
noble,
learned.
learning.
This is the funniest thing we did this whole show. Just read CBN News. It's groundbreaking since he doesn't think a formal Bible study among executive cabinet members has been done in at least 100 years. They used to do it, but it was like 100 years ago.
They didn't know anything about the Bible back in.
America's top cop, Attorney General Jeff Sessions, also attends a study.
How come they left him out at the top?
He'll go out the same day I teach him something, says Drollinger, and I'll see him do it on camera. And I just think, well, they had slaves in the Bible.
What's he teaching him? He teach him not to. He sees it on camera. All I've seen is, well.
And I just think, wow, these guys are faithful, available, and teachable. And they're at Bible study every week. They're in town, Drollinger said. President Trump is invited to attend the Bible studies, too. But each week he receives a copy of Drollinger's teaching. He can't always make it.
Yeah. I hope it's got a lot of pictures.
If they want Trump to attend Bible study, they need to get Ducey in there teaching it on TV so he can sit in a chair and tweet. How many people? I don't think I've been to that many churches since the iPhone come out, so I don't know if people live tweet sermons.
I'm sure somebody
Trump
does.
would.
You put it on a computer, everything's on a computer now.
And Vice President Pence is also planning to join the study as his schedule permits.
He's
wow.
too busy with criminal lawyers to get to the.
I'm going to say, if your Bible study in the White House can't get fucking Mike Pence to it, you're running a shitty Bible study. I don't think there's most Bible study. Mike Pence here's like, what's it, Wednesday night? I'm supposed to be at.
Watch your mouth.
How are you going to keep Mike Pence from a Bible study? In Pence, Drollinger sees. Oh, he also serves as a sponsor. In Pence, Drollinger sees many similarities to biblical figures like Joseph, because he also didn't have sex with his wife, Mordecai, and Daniel, all men who rose to the number 2 position in governments at different times in history. Oh, Joseph, Mordecai, and Daniel.
Yeah.
Mike Pence has respect for the office. He dresses right. Like it says, Joseph cleaned himself up before he went to stand before the Pharaoh. Does that make Trump the Pharaoh? Man. Next week, Jackie, all we do is read CBN News.
All right, she should have started with that. Yeah, I just, you could skip the middleman if you don't like listening for a half hour and a half. How long?
Just go straight to CBN News.
Well, CBN News.
Mike Pence has respect for the office. He dresses right. Mike Pence has uncompromising biblical tenacity. Well, I've been called many things. And he has a loving tone about him that's not just a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. What?
What?
And then fourthly, this is a good article, he brings real value to the head of the nation. Like others, Drollinger often compares President Trump. Oh, man. Like others, Jackie, Drollinger often compares President Trump to biblical strongman Samson. Like many others, Drollinger compares.
I hear it all the time. I hear it every week.
I just praise God for them.
Say, they had a thing about his hair too, right?
Yeah. Yep. And women had a thing for women.
Yeah.
Women got him in trouble. That's the difference. Did not get Donald Trump in trouble. I just praise God for them, he said, and I praise God for Mike Pence, who I think with Donald Trump chose great people to lead our nation.
Now, whose job was, do you think, when they were writing this article? Like, I've got to compare the president to one person in the Bible. That was one thing I was told to do. How many names they go through till they get to Samson? Or probably Trump said the strong one.
Samson. Noah? No.
No, he wouldn't know. Animals, he
doesn't touch animals.
He don't touch it now.
Satan?
I think, as far as the Bible's concerned, when you read that, it seems like Satan has more sense than him. I don't see even the devil making either of those phone calls to Mexico. Or, devil usually kind of knows what he wants or where he's trying how to go about things, which is bad. He shouldn't, and Jesus stops him. But yeah.
I don't know what I just read. If that was a commercial for Trump or this man's dumb company, his Bible school company.
Well, they both benefit, sounds like, so.
How can I be this man, what's this man's name? Ralph Drollinger of Capital Ministries sit around and he thought, how can I be Billy Graham, president friend, but get paid for it?
And cuss if I want to.
As a consultant. I don't know what that was a commercial for. And then a bunch of liberal blogs wrote about this, but I think we can just leave it there. I think that said everything it needs to say.
Well, we'll probably have to do another 3-hour one of these. Come Monday or tomorrow or something.
Y'all like it? Nobody's listened this far. But if you have, do we need a regular day we try to do this on? Should we do it as news happens?
Well, hell,
it's impossible to tell.
I can't.
We could have a day where we do it, and then we could fill in shows as needed.
Now's the time that we both have to go. we'll just have to say goodbye, friend. Saying bye-bye always brings us down. But our bags are packed and we have to leave town. A postcard to you we will send if a stamp to us you'll lend, so we can write and say goodbye, 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 goodbye.
How many people you think just skip to the end of this song to hear whatever the hell we're going to say at this part here? I'm assuming people probably just turn it off and don't listen to any of it.
Yeah, you're assuming people have made it past 30 seconds of this,
Well, that's true, yeah.
let alone an hour 40.
How long?
We did this an hour and 40 minutes.
Hour and 40 minutes. When you talk about Trump, I tell you what, time just flies, don't it?
Here's some more CBN news. Sweden shields 150 ISIS fighters but won't protect this Christian asylum seeker. That's not as funny.
No.
Mother posts heart-wrenching photos of baby she lost at 14 weeks. Obviously human.
Wow.
Yeah, not funny. We may have read the funniest. I think we read the funniest article on CBN
Well, yeah,
News.
it's just going to go downhill from that one, so just leave it as is, I guess.
Trump turns to Tillerson, China, to cool North Korea war talk. I almost called him Coolerson. That's a better name. It's what, Trump? No, not Trump. Bush. Bush would call him Coolerson.
How did you don't hear Coolerson that much because he's supposed to be irritable and cranky and mad about everything going on too, isn't it? That's what I hear.
I think he hates. How long can you people like? Oh, we got Kelly and Mass. Like these people can't
No,
stick around.
No,
No
see.
general's going to be wanting to yelled at.
no.
Am I even saying words now? You can't do an hour 40 minutes.
I'm through.
I start to lose it. It's hot down here. Let's get out of here.
I didn't want to talk for an hour and a half as it is, so
We got to sneak you out of here.
well, let me get my deep baloney shoes on.